everyone, welcome to Grandma Gina's Kitchen. Today we're going to be doing eggs in a basket. So I'm going to show you how to do a gluten-free eggs in a basket. Okay, so instead of using bread, we're going to use bell peppers. So right now I have my 12-inch gourmet skillet here and my 12-inch round griddle, just because I want to show you that you could do it with oil or without. So we're going to show you both options today. So here I have some sprouts. I have some green onions, I have some avocado, tomato, bell peppers. I'm going to show you how I cut those up. And then, of course, some eggs. All right, so let's see. Right now I have my pan preheating. And remember, when we're going to preheat, we want to just test it with water. So I have a little water here. So it's not hot enough. Let me crank it up a little just so that we can get the video going, right? All right, so I get that heated up. I'm also going to turn on my 12-inch round griddle, and this burner's really hot, so I'm sure that will catch up in a minute. But anyways, in the meantime, I'm going to show you how I cut up my bell peppers, okay? So I actually just washed everything, and then I have a little knife here that I use, and I cut the top off. And don't worry, I'll be using this for other things. I always put everything to use. So anyway, so then you just kind of pull out the center here, and then you have your bell pepper. So this is the same way you kind of do stuffed bell peppers. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and just cut a little circle off of it like this. Okay? And we're gonna take the veins out. Okay? And I'm gonna do a couple orange ones, a couple green ones, and a couple red ones just to make it look pretty, right? And I know each one has its own flavor. The red ones taste a little bit spicier to me, and then the green ones are, I don't know why, but because I have them in my fajitas, I guess. They more have a I don't know, like Mexican food flavor to me. And then the orange ones are really sweet, and the yellow ones are also sweet. Okay, so our pan's getting really hot because I cranked it up. Let's test it with some water. All right. Okay, so it's when the water's bouncing up and beating around, you know it's hot enough to fry. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a couple of our bell peppers and we're gonna put them in here and just let them grill up a little. So we're gonna do this one without any oil. Okay, the griddle, because I have a cover that I could put on it. Whoops, let me grab the cover. So the cover for the electric skillet works on the 12-inch gourmet skillet, okay? So that way I'm going to show you without any oil. And we're going to test this one, see how it's doing here. Oh yeah, that one's already hot. So let's make sure it's on a medium. When I'm doing eggs, after I test it for preheating, I turn it down a notch. Just, it seems like it needs to be turned down a little. Then I have my turner here. There we go. So these ones are going to be with no oil. All right, so I'm just kind of letting them grill a little. You can flip them over if you want to. You can put a little bit of water in here that is going to help them sweat a little bit and to get soft a little bit. Okay, all right, so let's just do the one without any oil. I mean with oil, so that I can show you first, because that one's already ready, okay? So after you test it with the water's bouncing around, you know it's hot enough to fry. Go ahead and spray your oil, and then go ahead and add your bell peppers. Oops, I broke one. All right, that's okay. And then we're gonna get that, and make sure, see, I didn't turn it down. I let it get too hot, so it's super hot. So we might have a little problem here. I might have to use water on both of them. So if your egg's ever sticking, if you just put a little bit of water and put a cover on it, it will release it from the pan, and then you just use your turner and get it right off. Okay. And then I also have some berries to serve with our breakfast here. So we'll get some vegetables, some berries, and then we're gonna put a little topping on there with, I have avocado, tomato. So let's slice up our tomato, or dice our tomato. These are from my neighbor's garden, so I'm super excited to try them. He was telling me that they're really good. And he uses like a wood chip, I guess fertilizer, compost, I don't know exactly, but he grows a lot of amazing food. And so I give him a lot of compost from the ends and stuff of our food. So I have that pan preheating. I have those bell peppers grilling a little bit. Oh my gosh, I'm horrible at chopping tomatoes. Ever since I was a little kid, I remember my mom used to tell my dad, don't let her chop the tomatoes, she ruins them. I still do. That's bad. I guess I never learned the right way to cut tomatoes because I always turned them into mush. So my brother always had to chop all the tomatoes because I always made them into mush. Maybe I did it on purpose so I didn't have to do chores. No, I'm just kidding, I didn't. All right, so our bell peppers really nicely. I was kind of letting the pan cool down a little because, woo, it's super hot. This burner right here is the power burner or whatever they call it, the super hot burner that I don't like to use. Anyway, so it has a little bit of oil on there. I'm gonna spray a little bit more because I really think that I really let it get too hot. Okay, so let's see. Put a little, there we go. That way we make sure the eggs are not gonna stick, all right? Because egg whites don't have any fat in them, so pretty much anything you cook on Saladmaster, you don't need oil. But egg whites really don't have any fat in them, so they all stick. So you need a little bit of oil or a little bit of water. So I'm gonna crack my egg, and I'm just gonna drop it right into my bell pepper. And yeah, it's definitely gonna stick because I let the pan get way too hot. All right, that's good. We'll figure it out. There's a will, there's a way. This is how you learn. Right? That's what I'm here to do, to help you learn. All right. So we're just getting those right into our, oh, my broken one didn't stay together. I thought it would, but it didn't. Okay, let me kind of figure that one out. I thought it would stay together, but he just opened right up and, okay. There we go. So there we go. So we're just gonna have our little eggs in a basket here. Let those cook. I'm gonna put the cover on it right now, just because I know I let it get too hot. And these ones I have really low, so they're barely cooking. All right, and this is gonna work the same way, where I'm just gonna crack the egg in there, but since I'm not using any cooking oil, I'm just going to add water in the cover, okay? Boy, I hope I have time to eat all these eggs that I'm making. To tell everyone I made breakfast. Come on over, right? Okay, there we go. So let's see. Can you? Oh, I should have had that turned so you guys could see. I just kind of dropped them in there, and then once you have them going, you just get your pan, go under the tap, and put a little bit of water, maybe. That's like maybe half a cup. It depends on how many eggs you're doing, and then just put the cover on. All right. So the water is going to help release the egg from the pan, but it's also going to poach the egg. All right, and these ones are cooking nicely over here. So you could try to flip them if you want to. I usually do just because I like them over medium. I like them well cooked. And they actually did pretty good. They didn't stick. I thought they were going to stick really bad. But I think because I put that cover on there. I cheated. Uh-oh, I can't catch this one because it's broken. The bell pepper's broken on it. So the egg's just kind of floating around. There we go. Oh, well, that one's not going to be the prettiest one, but I got it to flip. All right, so there we go. So you guys can see. I'm pretty sure you can see. Let me turn the light on. Oops, not that one. That one. Maybe you can see better that way. Okay, yeah, there you go. So you can see here how nicely they're cooking up. Look at these ones. Can you see that? This one doesn't have a handle, so it's a little bit hot for me to move it to show you. But this one has a handle, so I can show you. So look at that. So that we didn't use any oil, right? And then just use your metal turner and just scrape underneath. There you go. And there you'll have your eggs. All right, so what I'm gonna do, these ones are frying up nicely. I'm gonna turn those off because they're done. And then what I'm gonna do is I made a little compost here. Compost? What did I say? Whatever they call it. I got some tomatoes. A topping. I'm gonna put a topping on here. I have some tomatoes. I have some avocado. All right, and we're just gonna scoop the avocado out of here. You could also use the food processor to chop the avocado. If you cut it in quarters, you can cut it right on the machine. There we go. Avocado. I have some, pretend this is cilantro. I was out of cilantro, so I just used parsley. And I have some jalapeno that I'm gonna add in here. Now you could shred this on the machine because you don't want it to be really big chunks. Like, I really recommend it, but I'm going to cut some up just to put on some of these with just little tiny slices, okay? And then our green onion. So everything is done. I'm turning those off. And then we're going to cut up some green onions. I think you guys can see me now. All right. And oh, I have to show you my green onion garden. I saw it on Facebook. I thought, I'm going to try that, right? So there we go. So you can do whatever you want in here. I have some sprouts, some green onions, some cilantro, well, parsley. I have tomatoes, avocado. There we go. I got some alfalfa sprouts. And then we're just going to mix this up. It'd probably be prettier if I just sprinkled it on a little bit at a time, but we're just gonna, you could do some purple onions in here. I'm not a real big raw onion eater, so I like them cooked, but not raw. So that's why they're not in here. All right, except the green onions. I can handle those. Okay, there we go. And then we're just gonna put a little bit on each egg, just to give it a little pretty, little bit of vegetable, a little bit of color, a little bit of flavor. It'll be amazing. So look at those. Don't those look amazing? All right, so those are my version of the eggs in the basket. I think that you will love them and give it a try. If you need help, you could always message me. Be sure to share and like, all right? If you don't like this video, then I don't even know you came by. So I want to see all my family and friends. So make sure you hit like, share with your family and friends. And if you have any questions, feel free to message me. Thank you guys for joining me in Grandma Gina's kitchen. We'll see you guys again soon with some delicious recipes. Have a great day.